This is a work by Alekos Fassianos called like Fire. Alekos Fassianos is a really renowned Greek painter. He was born in 1935 and passed away in 2022. He spent some formative years in Paris, and he was affiliated with the Surrealists, but although he was influenced by them and he was part of their group in a way, he never changed his painting style. It remained romantic and figurative. It's more from the writing of the Surrealists that he got inspired, and from Surrealism as kind of a philosophical state of mind, which is what it is, most of all. So here, what is really characteristic of his work is that he always paints figures in profile, which is something that is influenced from the ancient Greek amphorae, which are these vessels where you have depictions of figures at the front where they appear in profile. He usually uses recurring symbols in his works, like the bees and the horses, the bird symbolizing freedom, the clover or the dragon symbolizing protection. And the scarf is also a recurring symbol in his work. And so here we see a man riding on his horse. We see a very characteristic thing that Fassianos does with the hair blowing in the wind at another direction, or the scarf usually pointing at another direction. And I think what makes for me, his work stand out is that he really activates painting. So he makes a kind of kinetic painting, I would say. So he's a painter of the senses. He wants to activate all of our senses. So here he's giving us not just a painting, but a soundscape. So we see the bees and we see the horse roaming with a mouth open, and we can imagine the sounds. But also he activates a lot the sense of smell. So we look at the clover and at the flowers on the background and the weeds, and we can imagine, you know, the smell of a summer ride in nature. The clover is also a symbol of protection, like a talisman, we could say, to protect the hero in his journey or even on his way to battle. I think most of all, Fassianos is a painter, as I mentioned, of the senses and of joy, of everyday life. And I think although he kind of paints ancient Greek gods, and his protagonists appear as ancient Greek gods, they're always placed in a modern, kind of modern day environment, and in this way he demystifies the hero, and he gives us the hero of the everyday. So you know, his characters are always the heroes that are trying to live, to smell, to conquer, to experience. And it's a painter that really embraces passion, embraces life, but at the same time, his work has this kind of nostalgia for the old, for how life used to be, for the dream that will never come true.